Gemini 3.1 Pro just launched, and I know it sounds like a minor update, not even a full version bump. But let me show you what actually changed, because some of these numbers are actually insane. And then I'm gonna build a real app in Antigravity so you can see for yourself. Now I'm on the Google's blog website, in which they published a small article about Gemini 3.1 Pro. And these right here are the benchmarks. Let me make it a bit bigger and zoom in. See this one right here? ARC-AGI 2, it just bumped from 31% to 77%. That's more than double. Now, what is it? Think of it like an IQ test for AI, but specifically designed to test whether the model can solve problems that it has never seen before. Not patterns from training data, completely new logic puzzles. And why does that matter for you? Because when you're building agentic workflows in Antigravity, the agent constantly runs into situations that it hasn't been trained on. A higher score for ARC-AGI 2 means that the model reasons better. And in practice, you'll see fewer broken workflows and fewer moments where the agent does something completely unexpected. How crazy is that? Now, let's talk about APEX-Agents and MCP Atlas. Those two are the most relevant for people doing real work with Antigravity. Apex went from 18% to 33%, and that's nearly double. This benchmark specifically tests long horizon professional tasks. The kind of stuff you're doing when you're building a workflow for one of your customers. And MCP Atlas bumped from 54 to 69. This one tests multi-step workflows using MCPs. This is when you connect Antigravity to real apps like Notion, Gmail, or your client's tools. Better MCP performance means your agents connect to real apps more reliably. So it's less debugging for you and more things working out of the box. Now let's look at one I actually love, BrowseComp. 45% jump, from 59 to 85. And it tests agentic search, the model's ability to browse the web, find specific information, and complete a task. Think about what this means for your workflows. If you're building an agent that reaches leads, pulls competitor data, monitors news for customers, this is the benchmark that covers that. If we go back into the article, we'll see one more massive change. This advanced reasoning is helping Gemini build better animations. See, they are showing the difference right here. The one on the left side was generated with Gemini 3 Pro, while the one on the right side was generated with their latest model, Gemini 3.1 Pro. See how massive the difference is? Alright, let's actually use it. I'm gonna try to rebuild my agency's website, and I'm gonna try to see how well it can reason and how fast I can do it, and I'll try to make use of this new update regarding animations. So for reference, this is my website right now. Looks pretty good. It has a couple of animations. Now let's see what we can do in a few prompts with their new model. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open Antigravity. In order to see this option right here for Gemini 3.1 Pro, you need to update Antigravity. They just added it. Let me create a new folder for this app. Ardona app v2, create, awesome. Now I cheated a bit. I have a master prompt that I'm just gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna try and break Gemini because it's very complex. It builds the whole website into a single prompt. I'm not expecting for it to work, but I'm expecting to get closer to a working app faster than going step by step. I just want to test how it plans and how it acts on it and how much context can it take. By the way, I'm gonna be using the planning mode, but then for fixing things I'm gonna switch to the fast one. Now let me give you a short summary about the prompt. So I'm telling it to build a single page application. It has this following style guide. Then I'm telling it to use SFG animations. I want to test how well this performs, but I'm telling it to implement 4 of them in the same time, which is kind of crazy. I know that this will break the app. Then I told it all the link destinations, what each button does, so the app is done from this single prompt. And then I gave it the sections. For example, for the hero section I want this title, then I want this description, and then a CTA. And this is pretty much it. Let's just send the prompt. And it created the implementation plan with a description, then the proposed changes. Awesome, all our sections. Let's just proceed. Okay, I think it's done. It's trying to run a local server to verify if it works. It took around 10 minutes. So that wasn't too bad because I gave it a lot of instructions. Let's see what it did. Let's see if it broke anything. I'm expecting some things to be broken, as what I've told it to do was a bit complex. Okay, it's trying to run it itself. I'm just gonna let it. Why not? Okay, I'm just gonna close it and do it myself because it's too slow. I'm just gonna stop it all together and let me test the app, and I'll tell it what doesn't work fine. I'm gonna accept the file changes. I just opened this link right here. Okay, it's this one. For the header, I requested something like a circuit board. Looks pretty good. Okay, now for the buttons I requested, they turn themselves into a simple flowchart, but the flowchart is too small, but it does work. It's a bit small and it looks kind of like a flower, so I'll have to play with this some more. Then for this section right here, it seems to work fine. Now for the audit experience. Okay, so for these cards I wanted them to move with the mouse. This one works great from the first try. Awesome. Then we have the blueprint right here, how the system works. I've told it to change with the scroll. Looks good, so the animation is changing as I scroll down. But the problem is that it doesn't move with me, so I don't see it anymore. Then again, I have the same button with the same animation that we have to change a bit. Now for this section, the cost of inefficiency, choose the same type of animation. Okay, awesome. Then it added our use cases, which look awesome. I don't like the font, but I have chosen it, so this is on me. I'm gonna change it. For the common questions, the first one was already expanded, which is nice. It gives it a bit of color. Okay, and in the last part, we have a small problem with the button. Now, in here we have the links. It did not add any logo. We can change this really fast. But do they work? They do, great. Does this one also work? Awesome. Okay, the contact page is not working, but all the other links work fine. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the app and then I'm gonna come up with a list of changes I wanted to make. But see how crazy this is? We have an almost fully production ready website from a single prompt. I'm also gonna put my logos and all this stuff in the project files. First, I've told it that I updated its public directory with the files it needed. Then I told it to update the metadata of the app so it's production ready. Then I wanted to change the CTA animation because it's too small and you can't quite understand what's happening there. Then make the header circuit animation a bit more modern and techy. It looks a bit cartoonish now. The process animation looks fine. Just that the right side animation doesn't move with scroll, so we can see it when we are at the last element. Add some CFG animations to our use cases because they seem to blend. And the final CTA button doesn't work properly. Oh, I forgot about the contact page. The contact page does not work at all. Okay, again, 8 things. I'm gonna stick to the planning mode of Gemini 3.1 Pro. And let's go. Okay, and it is done. Let's accept the file changes and let's run the app. So I'm gonna open a new terminal, npm run dev, and let's see how it looks. Okay, the contact page works now. Now let's go back home. Awesome, this animation looks a lot better now. It really does. It doesn't look as cartoonish as it did before. The header looks nice and I like how it moves with the scroll. Then the AI audit button looks good, just that I think we also have an error in the text and there's 2 errors now, so we have to remove one, no problem. Then for this animation right here, we didn't change anything and it still works fine. Now for the process, as we can see, the animation is changing as we move and it still doesn't scroll with us. Okay, this one is a bit basic, so it's just a square inside the circle that's moving around. Okay. Also this button right here, which used to not work. Now it also has this awesome animation around it. Now I'm just gonna come again with a list of things it has to do. I'm gonna switch to the fast mode. I don't want to plan anymore. We haven't seen if the contact page works. Nah, it does nothing. Okay, I'm gonna make the form open the email as well. Privacy policy actually works now. It added a fav icon here, it added a logo. This is the final list. For the last one, I wanted to update the animation of the use case section to something better. So let's send it and see what it does. This is the 3rd prompt, I think, and we almost have a production ready app. Looks like it's done. Let's accept the file changes and test it. Okay, scroll back to the top and let's see. So let's first check the contact page. Test, send message. Okay, Andy did open email. Awesome. Okay, now the buttons. So we have this AI audit button, which works great now. Let's go back to the main page. Then this one as well. Everything's fine here. This still does not move with scroll. So we still have to fix this one. Okay, and it added this bar right here from what I've told it to do, which looks pretty great. It looks like the automations are actually running. And this is pretty much all the changes we did. Now let's also change this animation right here because I don't like it. Okay, change the animation on the use case section. The animation on the process section is still not coming with me while I scroll. I think beforehand it thought that I was talking about the animation inside. It is animating inside, but when I reach the second part of the section, it gets out of view. So let's end it. Okay, and this one was actually done in around 30 seconds. Let's see if it fixed the problems. Oh, this animation looks a lot better. Now it's just a pulsing circle, which I love. Looks pretty good. Now this is moving with scroll, which is awesome. Looks really good. And we are pretty much done. We have a fully working website that we've built in a couple of minutes. I think it's less than 30. Just a year ago, this type of website with custom coded animation would take like 2-3 days of solid work. Now we did it in a couple of minutes. And that's just crazy. So we have a fully functional website in 4 prompts. So that's what changed. More than double the reasoning, nearly double the agentic performance, better MCP connections, and SFG animations that are genuinely impressive. And it's already in Antigravity right now. So if you're building real workflows for customers, this matters. The model that's working for you just got significantly smarter. If you want to see how I use it in my agency, then subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.